welcome back to our show, or whatever this thing is. This is YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Today...
Let's see if we can put on a show.
Today, the nun and I have some things to talk about. We're going to be talking about, Donald Trump again, which...
Lovely.
It's not my favorite thing on earth. But his January 6th trial is going on. Some of the words that we're going to have to use today are going to have to be a little bit censored just because YouTube and the algorithm doesn't like certain words because it's controversial. Controversial? I don't know how to say that word. Let's get into it.
Let's break it down. The nun has got it.
No.
Okay.
I realized that in the last video, I never addressed it. I cut my hair.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna look really weird if you've seen the other ones, and then I just randomly have short hair, so
yeah.
I cut my hair. His January 6th trial is going on.
Well, it isn't
but
if she can work it out.
Well, yeah, they're trying
Yeah.
to make it go back so far so that he doesn't have to have the trial before he wins the presidency.
Yeah.
And I use air quotes because it's a proven fact he hasn't won the presidency.
Yeah. I mean,
in this one or in the other one. He didn't win, and if you don't believe that, I'm sorry, but you need to learn how to read numbers and understand facts. Like, maybe high school and college wasn't for you, but if you don't understand it, don't talk about it. That's all I gotta say. I'm sorry, that was really mean sounding. I'm not trying to sound mean, but there's a lot of people who don't understand numbers, apparently.
Yeah.
Because the American education system is top tier. And they believe that he won when he didn't.
Yeah.
And that he has won this election, but it's not even over.
No.
We haven't even,
Well, at the most, he was getting, 40 to 65% of the votes per state in the election runoffs that we've had so far. Well, Nikki Haley had won 40 to 65% also. 25% of her people say that they're going to go to Biden.
And apparently, from last I heard, that number is rising. There are a lot of people who were going to be voting for Nikki Haley.
Yeah.
Going to be voting for Biden now.
Yeah. Just because they just don't believe in the same values as Trump does.
I'm sorry, but the United
I don't
States...
think he has values, but...
No. He doesn't know what a value is.
His values is dollars.
That he has none of. Our Constitution and the Declaration of Independence was created so that we can have a free and equal life here in the United States. Now, I know, we don't need to get into the 3/4 Amendment because, that's a whole thing. But what I'm talking about is our right to vote. Everybody in this country, if you're 18 years and older, has the right to vote and make their decision on what they want their president to look like. And that's the way it has to be. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Why do we in 2024 want a dictator?
Yeah.
This man talks about, Russia and North Korea like they're great amazing places to live.
Yeah, he was.
They're just so great and amazing. The Russian election just finished, and Putin got his 5th term. People were still saying that they weren't trying to vote for him, because one of his rivals, somebody who was going up against him, was murdered.
Yeah, in jail.
In prison, because he was in prison. Because nobody runs against him. Why do we want that here? Why do we want some fat idiot? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I have no respect for this man. Why do we want some idiot telling us what we can and can't do with our mind, our body, and our point of view?
Yeah. Now, he has said that just some of the values that he has are some of the points he has. Sorry, no value. He says that he's going to make a nationwide ban on abortion. No one, for any reason, will be allowed to have an abortion.
Even when medically necessary.
Schools will be defunded. He's going to defund schools, and only private schools will exist. There won't be any more free schools.
Which basically would in turn that pretty much over half the country wouldn't have access to school.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest and real about it, there's only 1% of the United States that it would probably, or we'll say 3, just to give them a little bit of leeway.
Yeah.
3% are the only people who are about to be able to afford school.
Yeah, no education. Poverty is going to go down. Jobs will go down.
We already have a just absolutely bad education system as it is, and they want to ruin it even more.
Yeah. Oh, he's talking about taking Social Security. Which
would make, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Cutting out Social Security wouldn't help, but would make millions of people who need it. These aren't just, lazy people on the couch who don't want to get up and work. These are people who actually need the help.
Yeah.
People are just going to start dying.
Well, the elderly. What about the elderly? They're just,
they're losers to me.
You can't ask an 80-year-old woman or 80-year-old man to get out here and get a job.
Why not?
They need their Social Security. They deserve it. He doesn't deserve that money. He's talking about stronger restrictions for police.
Yeah, and I also heard somebody mention, I'm not sure if this is 100% something that he has mentioned, about state-run prisons being not allowed, like it would be private prisons. I'm not quite sure about that.
I don't know.
It's not good if that's,
He's just, the things that he does that you can make out that he's saying.
Oh, and forget about anybody coming into the country who's not white or rich.
Yeah. If you're brown and you're from Mexico, you're not going to get in. But if you're a Russian, okay, that's allowed.
Yeah.
He's... It's just his whole platform. The January 6th song.
Yeah.
Leading his
opens
rallies.
With that now.
How wrong is that?
His opening for speeches is just absolutely gross. And honestly, it's all about hate.
Yeah.
The entire platform he runs on is hate
Yeah.
and separation.
He might as well be someone from another country in the 40s. That we won't talk about or bring up the name, but I'm sure you can figure it out. Little mustache.
Well, he thinks he's a good guy, so
Of course he does.
that's, whatever. I mean, him talking about Stalin like he was a great guy, and talking about all of these really awful people in history like they're amazing people to respect.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I don't want to forget.
okay.
Everybody that watches, please pass it around. Anywhere where any platform that you have, anything that you can put this out on, tell your neighbor. We need to have hashtag Jared Kushner needs to appear in front of Congress over the $2 billion from the Saudi government.
That's a
Please.
long hashtag.
I don't care. Do it. Do however you want to, but Jared Kushner needs to go in front of Congress because Jamie Raskin, a senator, he's over a committee and he has asked to speak to Jared Kushner in front of Congress about the $2 billion that he got from the Saudi government.
While he was working for the United States
Yes.
administration
Yes.
under Donald Trump. So basically bribe.
Won't give any reason why he got it, how he got it. Was it for a job?
Oh,
Even
even just the simple thing of saying we're buddies. I asked if I needed $2 billion. He shot me $2 billion. That's even better than just saying I'll never tell.
Well, the Republicans have shot it down. They refuse to allow him to appear in front of Congress.
Because the man's an idiot and they know that it's going to not end well.
Yeah, well,
in my opinion.
All failed businesses. Only reason why he has money is because, of who he is.
A lot of people, you got to remember Donald Trump and Jared Kushner are the reason a child died.
Yeah.
Because of the building collapse.
Well, and how many people died?
So many people. There was a lot of people died, but I believe there was I think the baby was 6 months old.
Yeah.
It was in a crib. The child died.
Yeah, and how many people died with COVID because
those two twats didn't want to.
Jared Kushner, he would send Jared to different countries to represent us, and he comes out with $2 billion and there's no explanation, and he's not giving it to us. So Jamie Raskin has asked for the American people to spread the word. Call your congressman, put it on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Instagram,
probably gonna
anywhere.
Get taken down on X, but you can try.
Do it, and if enough people request, then Congress has to do it. But Mike Johnson is not allowing it. He doesn't want a good man questioned.
Oh, but they were willing to throw Hunter Biden to the wolves.
Oh, yeah, they showed all of Hunter Biden.
I mean...
But, there... So just wherever you can, whatever platform you have, let it be known, because he's asking for the public to come and help, raise awareness that we need to find out where this money came from and why he's got it. Well, we know where it came from, but why he got it.
Yeah.
And where it is.
Yeah.
Because all of their money was supposed to be turned over to the American people. Well, I'm pretty sure Jared Kushner didn't turn over that $2 billion.
No. That's how he got his wife to stay with him. The deplorable things that he has said about people recently, I think it was like last week at the time of this is being filmed, Donald Trump was saying that, or there was a guy, Mike Turner, I think his name is. He was on there defending Trump.
Oh, God.
About Trump's statements that people who are from Mexico are animal. He said that they were animals.
Yeah.
People at the border are animals and not people. He said some of them are not people. Some of them are animals. Which is
Now,
disgusting on all levels.
people come from hundreds of thousands of miles to go through the Mexican border to get to America. It's not Mexicans. It's not, it's not just Mexicans. People come from all over the world through our Mexico border.
Mm-hmm.
And, you can't just judge everyone.
Well, he also said that he wholeheartedly did not support the border bill that the Democrats requested, but the Republicans shut down. He wholeheartedly didn't support it because it would allow millions of illegal aliens to come into the United States and live. They would not be illegal aliens, honey, because they would be United States citizens. They would come here legally. The bill was supposed to help give money to lawyers so that they would have more incentive to go down there to represent these people, to go through and have official investigations, so the time for those investigations would be quicker. They could have more time to spend on each person's case, and have each person be thoroughly vetted so that they could come into this country. Yeah. They're not saying everybody gets in for free. They're saying
they would hire 100 more judges.
Yeah, to sit there and say, okay, yes, these circumstances, you can come in. No, you
would just be able to process them faster.
Yeah.
Not just open the door and say, come on in.
I mean, why are you so scared?
Well, so there was a lady, a church lady, that, SNL did a big thing on her and all this stuff. Well,
Scarlett Johansson is so funny.
I think her name is Britt or Brat. Britt.
Yeah.
I think it's Britt.
It's a really pretentious name. I'm sorry if that's your name, but it's pretentious.
So that's her last name, and I do not care to know her first name. Amy Britt?
I think it's Amy.
Okay.
Amy
anyway,
Britt.
I don't care to know her first name. I don't like her. So she says that Biden is going to let all these illegals in. They're going to destroy us. They're going to, R-word us. They're going to, do all kinds of, they're going to steal from us, rob, take our children, everything. Just anything deplorable you can imagine.
It's going to be the purge in here. They're just going to come in and hurt you.
Yes.
Because they want everything that you have.
But God bless them. I'm going to pray for them. I'm going to pray for them. That's what she says. She's going to pray for Biden to do the right thing this time. And all this stuff.
Letting good people come in here and have a good life.
Yeah. So she says this, and she says she will not be signing this bill or voting for this bill. She will not. It's just against her religion. It's against God. It's just horrible. And she was the one that helped write it.
Really?
Yep. But it was when Donald Trump wanted to write it. So she went and helped write it. It's the exact same bill that Republicans wouldn't sign off for because it was too good to be true. Joe Biden just made it better. And they were ready to sign off for it when McConnell, not McConnell, that other guy was up there. Oh, God, what is his name?
The one who likes to throw people against walls.
Yeah. Anyway.
I can't remember what his name is.
When the last guy was up there, there's been so many since poor Nancy Pelosi. But, you know, they were ready to sign this bill that she helped draft. And now it's a deplorable
now it's
bill.
against her religion. Okay.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, you know, God wasn't about hungry kids, but that's, you know.
Last time I checked, God was brown. Just saying. He wasn't from a white country.
Like, Jesus is literally from the Middle East. He's not a white guy. Sorry.
You know, all of Mike Johnson and all these people who are just so religious and so wonderful about it, they wanted this bill
I don't understand
ago.
why it's a religious issue. You know? I don't understand why it's a religious issue.
Yeah.
Because
they don't know the difference between church and state. They can't separate that.
You know, there's a reason why we're not allowed to sing the national anthem anymore in school. Because I came from a time where we had to sing and then they banned it. We had to stop singing it.
We said the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, I'm saying, not national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance.
We had to sing the pledge, the national anthem too.
Well, I had to do the, one nation because it says under God.
Yeah.
We had to cut that out because there was no separation of church and state. Because not everybody believes in the same God that you do.
When I was little, we had 15-minute prayer. They shut that off. I am a religious person. I do believe in God. I love my Lord. But I know the difference between church and state.
But also, you have to cut out, if you are a religious person, it doesn't matter what your religion is.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is. You can believe in Jesus Christ, Allah, Buddha, whatever you want to believe in. I'm pretty sure that none of your religion says that other people should be harmed. There should be a separation between watching a person be starved.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any correlation. It shouldn't have a correlation. In my opinion, you can be a religious person and work for the government. But the second your foot enters a government building, you have to be able to turn it off.
Well,
and that's not a bad thing. That's not saying that you're not a religious person, you're a bad person, you're going to hell because you shut off your religious... You shut off that when you go in. You can still have your core beliefs and do your job as a citizen.
I want to know how Mike Johnson can stand up there and say, I'm religious, when he upholds Donald Trump.
I'm religious.
Because
I love people.
Donald Trump is already been convicted of assault. He
actively talks about how
he's gonna hurt.
That big of a deal.
Yeah, like how he can get away with shooting someone in the middle of Times Square. How he can get away with, grabbing them, places. He actively has all these cases against him for going against our country.
He said
he wants to hurt our country. And Mike Johnson sitting up there saying, I'm religious, I love my God, loves Donald Trump. Well, no, how can your God love Donald Trump when everything you stand for is the opposite of Donald Trump?
Mm.
So, what, I mean, my God wouldn't uphold someone to be hurt. He picked Mary Magdalene up. Jesus picked her up and took her and made her, a good woman again. He didn't just keep on hurting her.
Mm.
He didn't keep abusing her. And, when you're talking about stuff like that, I don't see how you can stand up there and say, I'm religious, I'm a good person, when you're upholding this over here, which is totally wrong. That's beyond me. I just don't get it.
These people,
my God wouldn't do that.
It's the contradiction. They want to say that, oh yeah, I'm a good person. I love our country. I love the United States. I love everything that we stand for. I love our troops and all that stuff. But you can sit there and say, oh, I love Donald Trump. He's a great guy. When he's out here saying that if you die or you get caught in battle, you're a loser. We shouldn't even let you back into the country because you're just a freaking loser. How dare you be caught by the enemy? He said that about John McCain, a man who worked so hard for this country.
Oh, he said it about other people too.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying,
soldiers.
He said that about a lot of soldiers. He said that about all of our soldiers. But what I'm saying is, how can you be a Republican and support Donald Trump when he said that about someone who was so good to your party?
Yeah.
And like that.
Mitch McConnell
Mitch McConnell stood there and watched him say that about John McCain.
And knowing John McCain was like his bestie.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
You don't have any,
it's like their morals get twisted.
Well,
you don't get paid that much.
Well, it's the,
I'm
trying to think of the right way to say it. Convenience. It's whenever they want to have it when it's convenient to them or whatever fits the narrative that they want. Because you can't say, I want gun control. Oh, we everybody should have a gun, yada, yada, yada. And then, these kids out here who get shot up in schools, we just don't know how this happens.
We pray for you.
We're praying for you. Your prayers mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
When you support people who are trying to actively allow AR-15s to be in this country.
Why do we believe in any of these people when they all sat up there and said, when he's saying Sandy Hook isn't real, and they all went along with that? Why should we cower to him?
Yeah.
Why should you cower to him? I don't understand.
I don't care who you vote for. You could vote for Donald Trump. If that's what you believe, then you can vote for him. I'm not saying don't. I'm just presenting you with the things that he has done. And after hearing all of this, I don't know how you could... If you can live with yourself...
Yeah.
If you can live with yourself, then vote for him.
If you can stand up and say, oh, that's a good thing, then you deserve him.
But
I don't want him.
If you, have a son or a daughter in the military, or if you have a daughter who was, SA'd, and got pregnant from that and had to have an emergency abortion, because she was going to die, you should probably think about who you're voting for.
Yeah. What do you stand for? What do you think your children would want you to stand for?
Because I don't want, I don't want to live in a place where everything is so much about, hey, no, I'm better than you because I have more money, or I'm better than you because I have, I'm, I'm this color skin, or I'm this religion. Like, why?
Just for him to sit there and say, all this time, all these people thought, oh, he's so rich. He's so mega rich. He
doesn't have jack squat.
Nothing.
He said that he has $46 million or $1 billion.
No, he says he has 14 billion.
14 billion.
In assets and all.
But he can't even put up $1 billion.
He can't even come up with $1 million without borrowing it. He actually had to borrow $1 million. So, I mean, why should we believe in anything he says? He's lied time and time and time again. When are you guys going to realize that? There's nothing good that's going to come out of this, except there's going to be a huge war again. And maybe that's what he wants. Maybe he wants everyone to start fighting.
Well, he did say that on if he's not elected president, there will be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
And he wants another January 6th to happen.
But at the same time, he said that he's got to realize that, he called for all of his people to go to Georgia for when he was booked. Never happened. Called for all of his people to go to New York when he was booked. Never happened. Washington, same thing. He may have had 200 people standing out there, and a lot of them were there to protest him.
Yeah.
Not protest for him.
I just think that if you are of voting age, whether you believe in what Donald Trump says or not, you should look at both sides of the story.
Yeah.
And that's how intelligent, actual common sense decision making happens, as you look at this side, and then you can discern from your own personality what you want to believe in, what you choose to believe in. And,
even better than that, if you want proof positive who's going to be a good president, who's going to, help us the most in the next 4 years, why don't you take one Trump rally and watch the whole thing, and then watch one of Joe Biden's last speech to Congress, and then tell me who's more distinguished, who is more fit.
I mean, I'm not a Joe Biden.
You got somebody out here going, or you've got someone who is actually speaking knowledge.
I mean, I'm not a Joe Biden. I'm the biggest Joe Biden fan. Like, I'm not.
Oh no, he's
thrilled
not
about him.
I'm,
but he's better than what we had before.
But he's all we've got. Yeah. I mean, unless
not really. There's other intelligent people who could run for president, but for some reason we right now can only have not Donald Trump, Joe Biden.
Well, I mean, if some of these Democrats want to get off their butt and run against him, maybe they would, I mean, Nikki Haley came very close. Very close. I wish she had stayed. I mean, I know she's not the Republican nominee, but she could run solo.
Yeah.
A nonpartisan Nikki Haley would take most of Donald Trump's votes.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
at least stayed in a little longer.
I think, I mean, the Republican nominee has to be Donald Trump now. I get that. But she could run nonpartisan, and she would take most of his votes because people liked what she was saying.
Yeah.
She was more confident, more.
And she is a Republican, so a lot of her values I'm not on the same level as. Like, I don't agree with everything she
No,
says.
but if I had to choose
But
between those two.
there's a difference in, like, levels of intelligence there
Yeah.
that, like, at least I could sit there and, I wasn't, like, confused what she was saying. Like, I could actually... She was actually having an intelligent
Yeah.
speech and conversation. Like, I could understand what was going on.
It wasn't about how dumb Donald Trump is and how this and this and this and this. She didn't once talk about Melania. She didn't once talk about his weird kids. She was intelligent about it and talked about his programs, about his...
Well, I think she did talk about how his kids played a part in...
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch all of her speeches. I only watched a few.
Yeah.
But the intelligence level. I mean, he was like talking about how stupid her husband was and how he ran off and left her for someone in another country. He was in the military. Of course he's in another country right now. I think he trains people in another country.
Yeah.
He couldn't be there at this speech. And Donald Trump's making fun of him for not being there for her.
Oh, but Mr. Bone Spurs, who couldn't go into the military,
Yeah.
you got... he has literally nothing to say. I'm sorry.
I know.
We gotta end this before I go on
Yeah.
another, 45-minute rant about how much I hate
I
this
just
man.
want to say, Melania wasn't there. Melania hasn't been there all the time.
Because Melania is keeping a low profile so she doesn't get kicked out of the country. Because she don't want to go back to Russia.
Yeah. Her and her genius visa.
We seriously need to evaluate how our visas are given out. Because, I really don't think it's much of a problem at the border as, who's allowed to get these random visas. Because,
show me how she's a genius.
Yeah. In what way does she benefit the United States at all?
Yeah. So,
Prove it.
Yeah. The proof is in the pudding. Just read her jacket.
But, we will see you next time. Let us know your thoughts and opinions. I'm sure a lot of people have some very strong ones.
Yeah.
And have a good day.
Peace.